Like Liam
We
Horcruxes.
really want Liam to be alive. Like, we really want him to...
Killed the wrong person. Hey, everybody. Welcome back to Fandomly Speaking,
where each week we speak randomly about fandoms. I'm Liza.
And I'm Melissa, and this week we are getting very random about the Empyrean Series. I actually said it right for the first time ever.
Yay!
Which is, more commonly, we just call it the Fourth Wing books, because it's easier to say.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yes.
Super excited.
So there will be tons and tons of spoilers for Fourth Wing, Iron Flame, Onyx Storm. If you haven't read those books, you're just going to be spoiled today on all the stuff. Or just confused.
Yeah.
You're going to be confused.
You'd be like, okay, wait,
One
this
way or
sounds
the
so wild. I need to go read the books.
Yeah.
And the other warning is we are two Gen X autistic women, and this conversation, although we've made lists, will have no linearity whatsoever.
I
Just
know. We do
going
that.
wherever. Yeah. It's fun, though. It's fun.
We do have fun. And I wanted to bring up, Melissa, it's been a year.
No way. Oh,
We've
my God.
been on Fandomly Speaking for a year. We started this journey.
Wow. Congratulations, us. I thought it was a little bit later.
Well, I know we started talking about it in February, and we started
Right.
filming in March.
Okay, yeah. So
I'm not actually sure when we posted our first video. Maybe
I think
April,
we gave
but
ourselves
started
a long
filming.
runway. It was
We started filming in
beginning
March.
of May or something like that.
And
we were
I
very
know
nervous.
that. I know that because when we first started filming, I was sitting there, with my tissues because it's springtime, and I'm like, oh yeah, it's pollen everywhere. And I'm once again, I'm in here like, yep. So
for the next 3 months, Liza will be crying.
yeah, I cry a lot.
Yeah.
Can't help it.
She's very emotional. So, well, congratulations. Happy anniversary to us.
I know.
And all of you.
We've done it.
Thank you.
I know we
Wow.
did it. It's such a I think it's a big deal because we went in with an idea and we did it.
Yeah. And we're still having fun doing it. And
I am.
I'm remembering, every once in a while as a YouTuber, this YouTuber instinct kicks in and you start looking at your analytics. And then I have to stop myself and remind myself that this is, although we love that you guys watch and we want more people to watch, Liza and I are doing this for ourselves and for each other.
I know. I have to make sure I don't go in and look at any numbers, or I will do that. Only thing I ever go in and look at comments, and that's it. So, yeah.
Yep. Wow, so that's cool. So, Liza, what'd you do this week in geeking?
What did I do this week in geek? I haven't done a lot. I'm still playing so much Animal Crossing.
Well, that's good.
I'm trying, and I told my daughter last night, I'm like, once I get this island done, then what? Then I'm like, I don't know why I'm hurrying through.
You're gonna have to buy a Switch 2 and play Pocopia.
I got a Switch 2 for Christmas.
Oh, so you could be playing Pocopia right now.
I don't care.
I cannot.
I don't care about it.
Aw.
I have never done any Pokemon anything, so that would be so foreign to me. Okay,
I just want to play that. That's all I want to play. Okay, would you?
I read King Sorrow, which is a Joe Hill book. So, since I really did like that Nosferatu book, I decided to pick up another one. And I hate comparing him to his dad. I think he probably, that's why he chose Joe Hill and not, Joseph King.
Yes.
But I felt like he was trying to write his It. This is about young people who did something crazy and then they come back to it as they get older, kind of a thing. Yeah. Kind of the same feeling. But it's kind of not a retelling. That's not right. But like Knights of the Round Table, there's literally an Arthur and a Gwen in the book,
Okay.
So I read The Raven and the Reindeer by T. Kingfisher. That was a retelling of The Snow Queen. So it was pretty fun. And right now I'm reading Isles of the Emberdark by Brandon Sanderson. It's another one of his standalones.
Oh, wow. So you did do a lot. You've been doing a lot. So this week, I started listening to Murder Bimbo that you recommended last week.
Did you?
It's really good. I am really enjoying it so far. And then I got I guess after we talked about ACTOAR last week, and I realized that we talked about it. Like I've read the Empyrean season. See, now I'm going to do it.
Yeah, the series.
I read the Fourth Wing books.
Yep.
Right. I read those twice, and I've read Onyx Storm like 3 times.
Have you really?
Because I'm
my God.
what is going on?
Yeah, that's right.
And then Crescent City, I've listened to twice all the way through. And ACOTAR, I read and then I listened to it, but I didn't listen to it all the way through yet. So I loved Throne of Glass so much. And just connecting those lines last week made me really want to go back. So since the last time we recorded, I have read Throne of Glass, Assassin's Blade,
which is the first one, right?
People are like all have different opinions on where to prequel. Yeah. And then what is it? Kingdom of Sorrows, whatever the next one is.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. And now it was just one long book to me.
Right. Yeah. And now I'm starting, she's going to Wendlin. So she's on the boat and she's going to Wendlin and she's going to meet the gang over there. Yeah. But I do believe this is also the book that we're like, okay, she's going to Wendlin. And you're like, who is this woman, Manon? And why are there so many pages? Is this the wrong book? So I'm very excited. Excited.
So at least this time you're gonna have knowledge of what you're getting into.
Yeah, and I'm so excited because I'm seeing more of the stuff that was planted. That was planted.
Yeah, that's true.
And then I would like to take a moment to recognize. Last night was the Oscars.
Yes.
Because we're filming on Monday for a change. And K-pop Demon Hunters won for Best Song. Did
they really?
Yes, Golden won, and that was amazing. It was a big night. And also Sinners. They didn't win everything. They had the most nominations ever, but I believe they won 4 awards.
Did they really?
Huh. Michael B. Jordan won for Best Actor. And Caden keeps saying, you have to see the movie. I know that type of horror,
it's a little scary for me.
Yeah.
It's a little scary for me.
He's like, but it's just really a smart way to use horror to tell a really important story. And then I'm like, well, now I have to because
I've heard so much about it, but I'm the same. I'm like, but it's scary. I don't want
to have to do this a lot. That's all. That's all. I mean, even some of the clips on the Oscars, I was like, oh God, no.
Yeah, right. Exactly. Right.
Mm-hmm. No.
Yucky. So I'm the same way. That's the only reason I haven't watched it too. Cause scary.
Yeah. Scaring me. So it was a good, that was a good night for for non-traditional movies. Frankenstein won for some stuff. It was good. It's a good night. Good night.
Very cool.
So everyone, if you haven't read the Fourth Wing books, you might want to stay. You might not want to stay. Now, so when we did our Fourth Wing episode, I came with a notebook and like 25 pages of printed material. It's not as bad this time because these are only theories.
Yeah.
But I am very excited. Liza,
so I had a harder time. Yeah, I had a harder time this week with the Fourth Wing theories than I did with the ACTOAR theories. And I think, here's what I think. So we've done videos, we've done podcasts on ACTOAR as a series, and we've done podcasts on the Fourth Wing series. And as we talked about that, the Fourth Wing series, we were very confused. Like, it's very confusing. And I'm not necessarily comparing two authors and how they write, but the way she writes things is quite different than the way Sarah J. Maas writes things. And so when we were looking up ACTOAR fan theories, most of the theories were, here's what I think's going to happen. Here's what I think the next book's going to be about. Here's where we're going to go. And when I was looking up theories for Onyx Storm and things like that, most of these fan theories are about what the hell was going on in that scene? What was happening when this was going? What is this about? What happened during this? So most of it's not even, we haven't even gotten to what's going to happen because we're still trying to figure out what the hell was going on in the book itself. Yeah. And people don't agree. So that book is still confusing.
I think this is a really interesting example of unreliable narrator.
Well, that could be too, right?
Right? And there's a couple of theories that we're going to hit on that might explain that. One of them I forgot to write down, but one of them is that just might help with a lot of the holes. Imogen can erase memories.
Yeah.
What if that last scene in Onyx Storm isn't the first time she's done a little mind wiping?
Well, yeah, that's a lot of it, right? Violet. That's a ton of them.
And that's why we're like, what the hell's going on?
But we say that we have an unreliable narrator, and we have to assume you mean in Violet. But Violet's not telling this story. Jesinia is telling the story. Right?
Right.
So who's the unreliable narrator?
She's saying this is a faithful translation.
Right.
But we know that they have hinted in these books that the scribes... I think one of the problems in this book is trying to figure out who the bad guys actually are.
Right.
We know that we're pretty sure the Venom are the bad guys, right? But there could be other people. Like the scribes are hiding a lot of knowledge. Violet's father was a scribe, and he turns out to be sketch as fuck, right?
Right.
So we find out he's hidden things on other islands with a merchant to go use a special word. Like, the scribes are not very trustworthy. So what if this is Jasinia's version of Violet's story?
And we also, like you said, the Venom are supposed to be the bad guys, but half the cast is now Venom. So are they also the bad guys? Surely not. Their good souls are coming through and trying to keep them good. So we don't know that the Venom are the bad guys either.
No.
Everything about what's going on is up to a lot of debate. And that's where this episode, I think, of the podcast will be really different than last week's episode, because we're not really talking about things that will come. We're trying to unravel what's going on in and of itself.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's a great point. Again, because wow.
Yay.
You're right. Look at that. This is why we need each other together. We
that's right.
One coherent person. Just need to move my laptop for a second.
So where did you find all of your theories that we're going to talk about today?
Most of this comes out of Reddit, because I spend a lot of time on Reddit in these subs just for fun, just in general, not just for prepping. Like, I'm seeing these things all the time, and that's why some of them I have expanded on quite substantially with my own thoughts.
Okay. Yeah.
Because some of these theories, like, I'm like, yes, and let me explain to you why. You're right, you know? And then other ones, I'm just like, that's interesting.
As I was going through, though, a lot of these make me do the same thing I did last week, where I go, were we reading the same book? And this sounds rude, and I don't mean to be rude, but like, what are your reading comprehension skills like? Because I saw a lot of theories that seem to just go directly against what was actually stated. So I'm like, did you just not understand? Or are we just going off script? I don't know.
Yeah, that's a good point. You never know. So, so there's I tried to like organize mine a little bit by like just sort of a genre.
I didn't.
One other thing, so there's two other things that I hand wrote on my notes. So the first thing is it is theorized that Rebecca Yarros is just now starting work on the next book.
The next one.
Because she had to do the graphic novel of Fourth Wing, which she finished. And then she had a regular romance, like just a regular not fantasy book due to her publisher, so she had to write that, and she said she finished that and she submitted it, which means it's time.
Yeah, so maybe we'll get a 2028 release, you think?
Maybe 2027. It depends. Yeah. She should not kill herself like she did to write Onyx Storm.
Right.
Definitely. I don't think she has to. Alrighty. So where'd you get your theories from?
So I did the same thing. Since I knew you wouldn't go to TikTok, I went to TikTok. Okay. But it was not as simple as when I went and got them for ACTOAR. It was a lot of trying to unravel what people were saying. You know, I wasn't just able to kind of copy and paste comments. This was a lot different. Like this here, that's one person's theory.
Wow.
So that's one person's theory, but most of the rest I just wrote down, but his was very involved, so...
Okay, well, now I need to know what that is.
Okay.
We need to start there. I don't want to wait.
Well, the thing is, I have the feeling that a lot of these are going to be similar to... Yeah, a lot of the theories are the same thing. Did you find
probably.
that? Like over and over and over, and it's just the same stuff. A lot.
That's why I picked these, because these are, like, very common. Very common theories. Even the weird ones.
So this may be one that you've heard. So this was by Logan Reeds on TikTok. And the funny thing was, he was coming in to explain to his wife. He was like, listen what I just figured out. And he had a magna doodle that we've been taking notes on.
Oh, wait. Is he the guy who reads to his wife Melissa in bed?
It's Melissa, his wife Melissa.
On the kid's iPad.
Yeah.
Yes. She's got a CSF leak. You know, I've got the fluid leaking out of my head. She does. That's why she's in bed all the time.
It was the wife, Melissa. You're right.
I love
that was who
them.
It was. Okay, so really quickly, just his theory suggested that the person in the Ribestad chest at the end of Onyx Storm might not be Jack Barlow, but it could be Liam. So here's why. Violet never actually looks inside the chest herself. She only relies on Taryn's description. Okay, and his theory is that the reactions of Xaden, Garrick, and Bodhi don't match how they would react if it were actually Jack. Like, the person inside is sedated, which feels like an act of mercy, and we know that Xaden hated Jack, so he wouldn't have done that.
Right.
It also points to a strange scene earlier in the book where Violet wakes up after oversleeping. This was in chapter 3 of Onyx Storm. And so he thinks that she may have had her memories wiped by Imogen at that point because she had seen Jack. And
a lot of people bring that up. Oh, because
the idea is that
a lot of people see. Yeah, okay.
The idea is that she briefly discovered Liam was alive, but her memory was erased to keep the secret. And this is like all his points on why he believes this is all true.
I think the Liam is alive theory is a big one. It's a big one.
He was saying that when that chest was open, we don't ever actually see Jack Barlow. That it is a blonde, emaciated person sedated like this, and so that could also be Liam.
Interesting. Yeah, boy,
and,
Liam is one of those characters. Oof.
Violet never saw Liam killed. Shadow Daddy's shadows actually came around during that scene.
Oh, interesting. Oh, wow,
I don't know.
that's a good one.
I like it because it was also one of his points was that in that scene, in chapter 3, Xaden had a new scar, and in Tirish culture, the scars symbolize taking responsibility for someone's life. Yeah. And the night before that, he had been with who had he been with? It was what is that person's name?
I thought that scar was for Violet.
Violet's scar is by his heart. He had a new fresh pink scar on his arm when he was in there, and he had been with, is it Lindell?
Oh, yeah, his old friend and mentor person.
And Lindell was one of Liam's foster parents, and he had been with him the night before, and then he shows up with a new pink scar on his arm. So this person, Logan Reeds, is suggesting that maybe this was a new scar for taking responsibility for Liam.
Oh, wow.
Because we never hear anything else about that scar later on. He just shows up with a new pink scar on his arm.
And that's what's frustrating, like you said at the beginning, with the way Rebecca writes, and I think this is probably intentional on her part, but that there's a lot of things that just get dropped. There's Easter eggs and crumbs all over these books, and that's why I enjoyed rereading them so much, especially because I finished Onyx Storm, and I went back to the beginning, because when you finish Onyx Storm, you're like, what the F? Yes, first of all, I didn't know, you might remember, I was about halfway through Onyx Storm when I found out that this was not the last book in a series. I thought this was a trilogy. And I'm like, how is she going to wrap this up? She's not.
Let's get to it.
She's very much not going to. She's actually going to complicate it by making you go to some islands.
I know.
That's a good one. So
I know a lot of people want Liam to be alive, but he actually had like really good points that point to maybe he is alive. So
yeah. I mean, the most common one that I come across is that Violet's illness is caused because either her mother became Venin while she was pregnant, or was Venin and got pregnant. There's also ones that are like, oh, actually her dad was part Venin.
I saw that sometimes.
Yeah, and that's why, but some people, and this is like you said, where you're like, have people not read the same book I did? There are a lot of people who are trying to explain the silver part of her hair as some sort of evidence that she was of something from birth. Right? And I'm like, but she didn't get that until they took her to the temple.
Dune. The temple of Dune.
And she got a partial. She got like a partial done that day. So her whole head didn't go white. It was just part of it. So I don't know why people are saying, but that's her extra magic battery. And I'm like, no, it happened because she went to the temple, right?
And did it? We don't know though.
I thought that's when it happened.
Yeah, but we were supposed to assume that. Like, we don't actually see these scenes happen, though, right?
Yeah, that's true.
We're just kind of told.
We're told.
And again, Violet doesn't know herself. She's learning all this as we're learning it.
Yeah. And I don't understand why I mean, I guess, who knows what happens in vitro with certain infections. If being Venin is an infection.
her mother be Venom, like, how did she get cured? If she knows there's a cure, wouldn't she be using it on people?
You would think. You would think it's the same.
Because she had to be cured.
So there's like also huge stuff, right, about her dad either being Venom, becoming Venom, but basically, I don't think anybody believes her dad is dead. Raise your
a lot
hand
of people don't.
if you think he's still alive.
A lot of people, that's like a huge one. A lot of people don't think he's dead.
He's not dead. He's not dead. Because as I said at the beginning, he was sketchy as fuck. I mean, he's got all of these secret journals and books that he makes his daughter play scavenger hunt after he dies, which is ridiculous. I mean, the whole thing about how they have to find her dad's stuff that he intended for her to find, could he have not made it a little
so
easier?
Ridiculous. I agree.
I think he's alive. I think he's alive. And I think I can actually accept that he's Venom now, and there's some theories that he may actually be like the head Venom guy now.
What was his name? His name's Berwin?
Something like that, yeah. But we
so
see
they
him,
think
so
his
that
dad,
be
her dad is Berwin?
No, because we see Berwin. But we're saying that we
dreams
haven't
about
seen
him, right?
yet. Yeah. And
She
that he
dreams about
wants
him.
her so badly because she's his daughter and he knows how much power she has.
Okay.
I mean, I don't know.
Okay. Why not?
Why not? What you got?
This one is from a user called Samantha Lacey and Reads with Key, two different people. They say that Brennan, this is their theory, Brennan is actually dead and his body is some sort of siphon for Nailin. And that's why Sigale hates Brennan.
So that's why. Okay, so what they're saying is basically like a body snatch. Like Naelin's soul went into Brennan. He didn't resuscitate
or like
him.
he was a Venom, and that's how he
took over his body.
He's a siphon for his soul. That's what they think. Because Sigale absolutely dislikes Brennan.
Yes, and there is
reasons
something
only known to her.
very,
And Taryn
very...
will not talk about Nailin at all.
No.
And so most people think that Nailin is still alive, and so Taryn has two writers.
Yeah,
that's why he won't talk about him.
I've seen that. I've seen the Brennan and Nailin were lovers.
Well, obviously, I feel like that's obvious too. That's one of those things.
Fought like, so hard.
Did we just know that?
Him? Yeah, there's something really, really off about Brennan's death.
Yeah. Yes.
The death
or his,
story and the resuscitation
yeah.
story is, and that's true about Taryn. Very true. Watching what the dragons do is a lot of, I think, how we're coming up with these theories.
Right. Mm-hmm. And the
like,
dragons know. Is that that's not a theory I read, but don't you think the dragons know everything that's going on? Like they know what's happening, and they're just not. They don't deign to tell their writers.
No,
their writers stuff. They're like,
I mean, the biggest theory overall,
don't matter.
The dragons are the bad guys.
Yeah.
And when you think about how little respect they show for human life in the threshing process, how can you think they're good? Really? Right? I mean,
dragons, in terms of the way that
indiscriminately.
Right, the dragons are almost godlike in the way that they treat human beings. Mm-hmm. Like they do bond with them and they do love them, but they also don't care about the ones they're not bonded with. And they'll kill them in a heartbeat, and their puny little human lives don't matter.
Yeah. No remorse whatsoever. And that's why it's so weird to everyone when Taryn keeps saving Violet. It's like when she falls off him, he keeps catching her. Any other dragon would be like, sucks to be you. Okay, I guess I'll get a different rider next year. Or maybe somebody else, maybe there's somebody else down there who can stay on me. Mm-hmm. But no, he keeps catching her. Why is he helping her? Why is Taryn helping her so much? Why?
Right.
Okay, so there's the question in Onyx Storm, they talk about Xaden, who is Venom. He's Venomizing, right? He's becoming Venom. Mm-hmm. That he has a brother, and the theory, right? So because Jack Barlow referred to other Venom. Okay, so everybody's trying to figure out who that brother is. Yeah, right? And we're like, and I mean, I see some people say it's Riddick. I'm like, how?
Well, so Logan's theory was that it's Liam, since he's in that chest. That the brother that we're talking about is going to be Liam. That's why they have him in the chest. Yeah.
See, if I have to pick someone that we know, like one of the our main characters, I'm going with Bodhi.
Yeah, I remember you and I talked about that.
Yeah, because there's a scene where they're in one of those castles that's being assaulted and everybody's dying and people are fleeing. And when Violet comes outside of coming down the stairs from the top, she sees Bodhi. And it's so specific the way it's written. He's crouched down. He's like down on one knee. He's got one hand on the ground, and she thinks he's vomiting.
Yeah.
But a lot of things had just happened, like major assaults that were helping them to win the battle. I think Bodhi channeled.
He could have.
He's the brother.
Right?
It happens. It happens. And there's also lately this is a new theory. I love new theories.
Yeah.
That being Venin is actually an addiction. The channeling from the ground is an addiction. And I think we even talked about in Onyx Storm how what Xaden was going through could be a metaphor for addiction.
We did talk about that.
You know, because if he just doesn't channel, he'll be okay. But he can't help himself.
Right.
You know? Yeah. And so that means it's absolutely curable. It's not a permanent change. No addict is permanently changed.
Well, I wish that I had written it down and I didn't, because it was such a big theory that I couldn't wrap my brain around it already. So I'm not going to explain it well. I'm just going to put that out there. And I don't know who it was from. But they were saying that, you know, the way they channel and the way the Venin channels from the earth, where the dragons get their magic from is from the earth. Except Andarna channels from the sky. Mm-hmm. And in all of Violet's dad's fairy tales that he has her read for whatever reason, the dragons channel from the sky and magic comes from the sky. So they're thinking that as it goes along, that's going to be like the cure and how they fix it, that they aren't really even supposed to be channeling from the earth in the first place.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. And then when they go to the island with the Irids, so we find out that Andarna is this like special kind of dragon, right? But then, and this is what I don't understand, because hi, Soup. This is Soup's behind. Let's not put our buttholes in the camera. You can have your face on the camera all you want, sweetie. You could do up close and personal with your face, just not your butthole. Anyway,
Kitty OnlyFans.
She's such a bad girl. Okay, so people are saying that she is a different breed who can manipulate time, which we know, but that once she matures, she becomes a time traveling, like that's her gift. But you know, when they go to the island and the good dragons there, they were assholes, but the good dragons who channel from the sky were absolutely horrified. And supposedly, they said she was the great experiment. They put her egg there 600 years ago to see if it would be possible. Yeah. If humans would evolve enough to not use the bad magic. Yeah. And she's the failed experiment. Because clearly they used the bad magic, because look at her. She's got that tail now.
I love it. That's the kind of same thing about that Violet's dad did. Like, I'm not going to tell you anything, but if you mess up, it's your fault. That's what they did to Andarna. We're not going to tell you guys anything, but if you do the wrong thing, then you're screwed.
Yeah. That's really weird. Really weird.
But that's why they were saying, you know, that Violet and Andarna were able to use their magic on the islands when nobody else was, because she's channeling from the sky, not the earth.
Yep. Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. And so that, I mean, that
was...
Which
really I missed all that when I read it. I'm like, oh.
And also, Xaden was fine. He was fine on the islands. Like, he didn't even want to channel. Like, he was fine. But then she had her stupid little thingies that she would store her magic in, and that's what he siphoned off of.
Right.
That's like carrying around a flask of bourbon and traveling with an alcoholic, Violet.
Right. You know? I mean, they were rocks. It's a metaphor, you know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay.
What else you got?
Oh, you want me to go?
Yeah.
All right. So this is from a TikToker named Devnoi. I'm not sure. So we know at that time on the island, Violet got the broken compass, but this at the time I was reading it, I was like, there's something with these gifts that they're getting.
Mm-hmm.
But it's not broken. She thinks it's not broken, but it points to the cure for venom. And maybe it doesn't work for Violet because she already has the cure somehow.
Oh, that's interesting. Because, those gifts had to mean more.
Right. Yeah, it didn't make any sense just to put all this in there. The empty box, the broken compass, the cat.
Yeah.
Broccoli. You know.
Or was that just an excuse to get an orange cat in the story? Yeah.
So she thinks it's not broken, but that it's going to point to the cure for venom at some,
Interesting. Okay. I mean, we all think that we're talking about a cure for venom, though. Like, we all think that's where we're going with the story. And you know what? Knowing Rebecca, we're probably not going there.
Right. That's why I think none of these theories are probably going to be even close to what she's going to write.
Yeah. Okay. So now I have, there's a theory that I would then like to present an extensive amount of support for.
Okay.
Much the way Logan did, because I really believe this. Okay.
All right. Let's do it.
All right. You ready?
Mm-hmm.
Violet's real second signet. She's a distance wielder. She's not a time traveler. She's a distance wielder. And it comes from sometimes she needs to be places quickly, like the need to protect herself, because combat is dangerous for her, but speed would be a useful skill for her. But now here we go. Mm-hmm. Okay. So Rebecca already said it comes from Andarna, and it has already manifested in Iron Flame, even if we didn't realize it.
Oh, she did say that?
Yeah, she said that in an interview. I'm like, crap. Okay. All right. So she's able to run unusually fast. When at one point she's trying to get to the chamber with the wards, and Eric, because I will not call him Eric is like, damn, Sorengale, I don't think I've ever seen you run that fast. Yeah, you probably haven't. Okay, right? But also at the beginning, when she first is in training, everybody's remarking on that she's awfully fast. So let's see.
Which, like, when you read that kind of stuff, it's like throwaway lines, right? Like, you don't pay any attention when you're reading this story.
Cat just grabbed my pants. Okay, so now in the final battle, she jumps from one dragon to the next. And everybody is like, even the most seasoned, amazing rider could never do that. But here's Violet, who, not the best
wonky joints. Oh yeah, wonky joints.
Thing. She made that leap. Did she really make that leap, or did she distance walk there?
That's a good. Okay.
Wait, I got more.
Wait, isn't there one of the people who's a distance walker?
Garrick is a distance walker.
Yeah, okay.
And he nearly kills himself when he was trying to save people.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. That's right.
Yeah. He nearly burnt himself up. Okay.
Right.
So, there's this thing where Violet has this nightmare, and I never understood what this was about. This is another one of those. It's like, that's what kind of book this is. We're trying to figure out, like you said at the beginning, this happened in a book.
What's happening?
And we still don't know what it means. Right. She wakes up. She's having a nightmare, and in the nightmare, she wakes up, and it says with a bone-jarring crack. And I'm like, what did she do to herself? She was sleeping.
Violet, there's no telling.
It's Violet. She could have rolled over. There goes my arm.
Mm-hmm.
And she's in bed with Xaden, but Xaden, he's away. He's away.
Mm-hmm.
But she has this dream, this nightmare, where for a minute she's in a bed somewhere with Xaden.
Right.
And the bone-jarring crack makes it seem like she distance walked to him in her sleep and then came back.
Well, isn't that something she can do? That she's what do they call it? Where she's walking in these dreams over and over. And
she can. She's a dream walker. She can go into. That's supposedly one of her other little gifties. Is it really?
I saw some people, again, I didn't write who it was, but I saw some people thinking that she's going to be able to kill people in her dreams, like physically.
Okay.
Like that's some kind of power she's going to be able to have.
That would be good too.
I mean, Any of these are as good as the rest, I suppose.
I just think like the distance walker stuff starts to explain how she's doing some of these really superhuman things, or there is something she's doing something. Now, if it's not distance wielding, it's something else.
Do we get confirmation by the end of Onyx Storm, or is this speculation that she's not a lightning wielder? She can do lots of things, but she chose lightning. Did we get confirmation of that, or is that just people saying
it's still floating out there. It's brought up that she controls the sky.
Okay,
her magic
kind of like
is
her mom did, right?
Well, her mom's a weather wielder. But she's not a weather wielder. But it's something about controlling the sky. But I don't think it's one of those things that we're like, and that means what exactly?
Okay.
And we don't know. Oh. But she can do more than just lightning.
Yeah, so we do have confirmation of that by the end of the book, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So I didn't make that up. Okay.
No, you didn't. What else you got?
So the same user who thought that Violet got the broken compass and it meant something. So this is Devno I. She says that Xaden gave Violet the ring with the big emerald, right? At the end of Onyx Storm. So when they got married, that's his, from his Aretian blade. Am I saying that right?
Yeah.
Okay, so the emerald's from that blade. So she says, what if he had been channeling parts of his soul into that emerald because he knew that it would have to be wielded to kill the sage?
I've seen that theory, and yes, I'm with it, because there has to be a reason that he gave her that stone. Why would he pry that stone out of an heirloom weapon?
Right. Mm-hmm.
Like, he didn't just take it out of any dagger. No, it's that one.
Right.
I agree. There is something. He has
this is Horcrux.
Yeah, it is. It's the Xaden Horcrux. Well, here's what I think. I still think. You know how Liam was whittling all of those little figures?
Yeah.
I'm wondering if Liam's soul is in all of the figures. Like Liam
We
Horcruxes.
really want Liam to be alive. Like, we really want him to...
Killed the wrong person. It's been an honor. Is just like... And I have heard the it's been an honor line... I read so much military sci-fi. If I had a dime for every time some captain is going down with the ship, looks at the crew and goes, "It's been an honor serving with you. Yes, it's been an honor." When Liam does it, I was just like crying while reading a book. I was just like, I can't. I need a minute. And that sucks when you're reading because you can't see because you're crying. So you have
That's why I was so on board with Logan Reed's theory. I'm like, we're bringing Liam back. This is going to happen.
We're bringing Liam back.
That's right.
Okay. That's a good one.
All right.
In keeping with, this one's a quick one. It's just in keeping with the scribes are assholes theory. Okay. The cure is in the archives and the scribes know it.
Oh, well, that's different. Huh.
Mm-hmm. And you know who put it there? You know who people think put it there? Daddy Soaring.
Dad. Yeah, her dad. Okay.
And it's going to be another one of those, let's go on a quest. And guess what? It's been in the archives the whole time. And Jasini will be like, oops, didn't know that.
I mean, I hate that because it feels plausible, you know?
Yeah, it does.
I don't want that to be true. But
I mean, some of the other stuff that she had to go find was like on display someplace, wasn't it? Didn't they like break into somebody's office and like steal stuff out
of
her
mom's office?
Display cases. So why couldn't it be in the archives the whole time? Yeah. There are a crap ton of theories about the dragon bond situation. Okay. Do you have any on your list?
No, I don't. I didn't. Like I said, I had way less for this one than ACTOAR. So what do you got about the dragon bond?
What do I got? Okay. So one that I've seen in a few different versions, but I like this version of why Violet won't die. But Taryn is going to die, but Violet won't. And the reason why is because she's bonded to two dragons.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
So she did like... What happened at the end of Onyx Storm? Because he's gone, isn't he, Taryn?
He and Segel have broken up because he's deeply asleep. See, this is why people are like, something big happened here. Taryn is deeply, deeply asleep. The bond has been broken between Segel and Taryn, supposedly, because Segel went with Xaden.
But there's one time in this book I know where she experiences the law. Oh, it was with Andarna, not with Taryn. When Andarna went away, so it was like she broke her bond.
Yes.
And she was like in a deep funk for a while.
Yeah. So
God, there's so much that happens. It gets all twisted up in my memory.
Yeah. I know. And it's so, you know, I mean, we're all left at the end being like, okay, Xaden and Violet got married. She's now Duchess or Queen of whatever of Tyrrendor. And Taryn's in a deep sleep. And Segel left with Xaden, and I think we just assume that the bond was broken. I don't even know that we know.
We probably assume that because Taryn has hated it from the beginning that Segel was with him, even though he was Venin.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
And so if she chose Xaden over Taryn, I'm assuming they would have had to have broken that mate bond because they couldn't be apart as well.
Yeah.
So it depends on where they went. Assumingly, they went somewhere far away that they couldn't get together. And it's not like often
because they can't be apart for more than 2 weeks or whatever.
Yeah, something like
weird
that.
Little thing. So, which leads us to Segel. We do not know as much about her as we do about Taryn, because we're not getting Violet's.
But what I do know is if Segel hates someone, I also hate them. So I am not sold on Brennan because I don't care that he's been nice to her all these books and it's her brother that she thought was dead. But Segel doesn't like him, so I also don't like him.
Yep. Yeah. And I trust
Segel.
So first of all, I think Segel is vicious. Okay.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Vicious, but I love her. Mm-hmm. She's like that bad bitch in a TV show that you're rooting for. Mm-hmm. And I think she and Taryn have been having some fights that like we don't know anything about because she hates all of this. She did. As far as I'm concerned, I don't believe she even wanted him to bond with Violet.
She didn't, right? She's like, hated Violet from the beginning.
Dumbass idea. And then the Xaden Violet thing, she's like, you got to be fucking kidding me.
Yeah.
So, but what if, of course, and somebody said, I think she's keeping secrets from Xaden. I'm like, all the dragons are keeping secrets.
For sure.
Yeah. And one of the theories is that they know how to cure Venin and they're not, but why wouldn't she tell him? If she took off with him at the end of Onyx Storm, either she's taking him to get cured or she doesn't really know. If Xaden, here's a good thought though. If Xaden were to go full Venin, he would have to break his bond with Segel to do that.
Right.
And then she would die. If he dies, right, it's going to break their bond. She's going to die because now she's broken the bond with Taryn. Like she's not going to have anything. Well, right?
Does it though? So because Andarna didn't die when she broke the bond with Violet.
I don't know.
I think it's when their riders, even though when their riders die, they still don't die because they can still get another.
But they could die. Some of them do die when their riders die.
Who's
Maybe
Segel?
She's trying to keep. Yeah, Segel is trying to keep him from going full Venin, but she also is afraid the cure will kill him. So she's kind of like,
well, that would be one way to cure it, I suppose.
If he dies, then it might affect me. Yeah. And really all I care about is myself because I'm Segel and fuck all of you. And Andarna, you and Taryn, have a good time. I cannot deal with you people anymore. I don't know.
But I don't see that many theories on Andarna, and there's so much going on there. Like there's so much going on there that it's like a whole other story within this story.
Oh, absolutely. What if somebody said, I didn't read it, somebody said, what if she can shapeshift and turn and make herself look like other people's dragons? And I was like, that's as plausible as anything else.
Anything else,
we don't know what she can do.
Right.
We know that she's from that special breed. She's an Irid, but we don't know what that means.
We don't know what happened when she was gone. We don't know what happened that made her come back, how she figured out that she needed to come back, how she came back. Was time flowing the same for her while she was gone? We don't know any of that.
I think she time traveled. I think the Andarna that comes back is not the Andarna that's over there on the island learning everything. She traveled back in time. It's a little lost thing, some time shifting. Yeah. And Andarna knew exactly when to come back.
Yeah.
Yes, see, because she's from the future. Yeah. So there was something So supposedly Irids are, the word was uncorruptible, is how they were described in the book.
Okay.
So
what does that mean?
Well, is the cure for venom somehow in the Irids? Because they are uncorruptible.
Yeah, but then the Irids thought she had been corrupted. And that's why they didn't want her.
That's their opinion. That's their opinion.
That's your opinion, okay?
Just because your kid got her tail pierced doesn't mean she ain't your kid anymore.
That's right. Saying. Stupid. Okay.
Doesn't make her not an Irid, right? It doesn't make her not one.
Yeah.
They just don't like her tail.
So I was reading a theory by, I think her name is Reed Stoka on TikTok. It says she thought that the 6 gods aren't actual deities, but they were 6 humans who were the first to bond a dragon of each breed, which would make Violet the 7th.
Oh.
Because we know that Violet has done something that no one else has ever done.
Right.
Twice over with bonding 2 dragons and then bonding Andarna, who is a special new breed of dragon. So
there's a very Harry Potter
if the gods, if the gods were actually just humans who bonded each of the first type of dragon, then that would make Violet the 7th. Mm-hmm. So she might end up deity-like or godlike.
Interesting. Mm-hmm. Interesting. Because I do have this list of the colors, the dragon colors, lining them up with the different gods.
Okay.
So black dragons, because we do learn that there's some personalities involved with the different types of dragons. So black dragons, they're Malik, god of death, god of kings. Green dragons, god of wisdom and reason. Orange dragons, Zinal, the god of luck and unpredictability, and that kind of fits, except for Liam.
Yes, definitely.
And then Irids, the theory is that it's Dun, it's the goddess Dun, which then loops us back to Violet's half consecration.
Yeah. What about the
because
blue
she shows
dragons?
she shows up at the temple. When Dun's temple is getting destroyed, and all of a sudden it's like, Andarna to the rescue.
Plunked in there just randomly in this chapter, and you're like, wait, hold on, where are we going?
What
Who is this?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So what about the blue dragons? Are they just the dragons of bitchiness and bad
they
attitudes?
didn't actually. No, but I didn't find that. I wonder what they think it is. People, what do you think the blue dragons are?
It's like
the bitch goddess?
Yeah.
I mean,
I like
because
that.
they are vicious. The blue dragons are supposed to be very vicious, aren't they?
Super vicious, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
everyone's scared of Sigale. Yeah, so this thing says that in a navy blue dagger tail, which is what Sigale is, is ruthlessness and power. They're generally known for their immense size and ruthless nature and defiance of law. Blue dagger tails are known for not abiding by typical dragon laws. So she's fierce and fiercely independent, defying conventions. That's why I like her.
Yeah, we like her.
I like Sigale.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Huh. Interesting. Okay. But we don't know what god, because we haven't learned all the gods, have we? We only know some of the gods' names.
Yeah, I don't know, man. If we did, it's very possible that we had a whole lesson on that, but I forgot that within the midst of reading all the rest of it.
I don't know where my notebook is with all my notes. So I didn't. I wanted to go look through it because I was like, maybe I had some good theories back then. I don't know. I have written the dragons are evil in multiple spots in my notes.
Yeah.
In handwritten.
Which is funny because it's funny how many theories there are, because when I was looking, I didn't even come across that specifically. Just a lot of the dragons know more than they're telling,
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. I mean, I get where people are coming from with that.
Isn't it said that there's only supposed to be one type of, what do they call their signet? One type of signet per generation or something like that?
Yeah.
So everybody only has this one thing and nobody else has the same thing, even though there's hundreds of cadets and people in the army?
It doesn't really
make sense to me.
I don't know if they mean like the fancy signets, like violets or Zayden's, or I don't know.
Well, we meet that guy named Lynx from Poramil. Yeah. And he's a shadow wielder. So a lot of people were saying that, well, he couldn't have been, right? Because Zayden's the shadow wielder. So they think that Lynx is probably a mimic.
Oh,
and can mimic everyone's...
Mimic other people's... Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
signets.
cool. That's cool.
So I was just trying to wrap my head around, how does everybody have an individual signet?
Right, and how would you know how to... Like, how would the teachers know how to train someone if they've never trained someone with that signet before?
This is probably something that you and I are just missing that's very obvious. And
I don't know what it is. I don't know.
I don't
know. What else you got?
That was it for me. That was my last one. But, I mean, again, so why didn't Violet... No, we know Violet's mom absolutely sucked. I hated her. Even up until when she sacrificed herself. She still sucked, okay?
She still sucked.
But why wouldn't she help Violet when she was wielding lightning? Surely she knew how to at least help her a little bit since she had some experience with storms.
But here's the thing. It is almost like Violet's mother set her up to die.
Sure.
Because
it does seem like that.
It was nice out. The very beginning of the book. It doesn't get nasty out until they're ready. She's online and they're going to go do the parapet. Her mother controls the weather. And now all of a sudden we've got a brutal rainstorm and wind while your daughter has to do this really scary freaking thing that you are forcing her to do for reasons that make no sense except you're like, scribes are bad. What? But you're going to kill her. I mean... So many times...
This seemed so much like a divorce argument, and the kids got involved. You know what I mean? Like, I hate my husband, and he was a scribe. I'm not letting her do that.
But I'm not like that. Either she didn't help her, or she caused the storm. And then throughout the story, there are times that she could have helped.
Right, that's what I'm saying.
She tries to play it off like she's keeping professional distance. But then she ends up inserting herself anyway. So that's not true. Like, I don't even understand. Can somebody explain Mama Sorrengail's actions to us?
But I get it. It happens a lot in these types of books. Self-sacrifice, to me, is never a redemption arc. Like, okay, you sacrificed yourself at the end. That doesn't erase the years of trauma that you caused these people.
Yeah.
And all the terrible things that you did.
Yeah.
It doesn't make you a good person right here at the end.
No, it doesn't buy your way into heaven. Sorry. Oh, I do have a really, really wild one.
Okay.
I might save that for the end.
What's the wild one?
Oh, you want to hear my wild one?
Okay. Yeah, I want to hear it.
This is my wild one. Okay. This one might take a little time. Okay. This is out there. This is absolutely not true.
It's not true, everybody.
But
okay,
you have to remember, right, that I came of age like in the 80s. You're like, where is this going? There's a TV show called Dallas where a character got killed. They did a whole season without that character. And then at the end of said season, he walks out of the shower alive. And it turns out it was all just a weird dream.
Yep.
Okay. What if either the entire situation in the books or a bunch of what the recollections are. What if Violet is dying when... and this is like a death fever dream. And so she's like trying to explain everything to Jacinia, but like she's dying. So, because if you look at the story, it's ridiculous.
It is. I agree with you. Yes.
There's no way. I think she became a scribe. She fell down and hit her head, and then she's dying, and she tells Jacinia a really cool story. She never actually did the parapet and all that shit. She actually died as a librarian.
Yeah. Yes. I like that.
Because it doesn't make any sense. We start off this book by explaining how completely made of glass this child is.
Correct.
And then she does all these things. And there is so much wish fulfillment happening over and over and over again in the story. The hottest guy in the world falls hopelessly in love with her, ends up making her queen, right? She becomes a queen at the end.
I was saying he was, and he's actually the king of Tyrandor or whatever. So who knew?
Her amazing last minute abilities to do things, like how she did that. What is the name of the thing? Oh, I just forgot. It's not the threshing. It's the obstacle course thing they have to. The gauntlet. right?
The gauntlet.
The gauntlet. She sucked at it the whole time, but then she's actually, with some last minute shenanigans and a dagger and a thing, she makes it. Then she gets paired with the biggest badass dragon. But wait, there's more. She also gets a cute little dragon who turns out to have special magical time traveling. No, this story's ridiculous.
That you say the words wish fulfillment, if you look at it that way, it makes so much sense.
Yep.
Right? Because not only that, but like, oh, all of these people who hated you and bullied you and broke your bones and treated you, oh, actually they're really great people and now they're your best friends.
Yeah. I don't think so.
No.
I don't think so. I really, really don't. And she ends up with these amazing friends, right? She's got like the breakfast club going on there at school. Mm-hmm. I mean, it's all perfect in the way that a story that you would write about yourself, a fantasy about yourself. Yes, there's heartache. Yes, there are challenges, because there's no story without a Liam dying, right?
Yeah.
Right?
Right.
But Liam also was like the perfect guy too, and he was her friend, but he was never creepy towards her. Like, that's wish fulfillment right there.
Yeah, now that you say it, maybe this is all just Rebecca's wish fulfillment.
I mean, I think, obviously all novels are somebody's wish fulfillment, but I just thought that was a funny idea, that either she's an old lady dying and it's like it's like the lady at the end of Titanic. Yeah.
Yes.
That story could be complete and utter horseshit. Jack may never have existed in Titanic. It just, the whole thing could have been bullshit. We don't know.
That's right.
We don't know. And then she throws the friggin' diamond in the ocean anyway. She doesn't even give it to the guy after all that, which I don't understand. Someday we're going to have to do an episode on Titanic, because I have a lot of thoughts.
Oh my God. That freaking movie.
Oh my God.
Yeah, okay. I buy it, I'm with you on that. A lot makes sense if you put it in that context.
Yeah. Oh yeah. We all, the number of times Jacinia is actually the narrator is very, very common, especially because, oh wait, I made some notes on why this would be true. I mentioned some of them already. Wait. Throughout the book. Okay. So we know she writes all of the headings that she uses, which is very clever. Mm-hmm. They sort of prep you for what's about to come in that chapter, even if you didn't realize it the first time around.
Do you know what I saw a lack of when I was doing this? And I was really surprised. I didn't see any theories when I was looking on Xaden's mom. And there's so many questions I have about Xaden's mom. And
True,
what
no
the
one
hell
talks
went
about
on
her.
there.
That whole segment of that book feels like a fever dream.
It does, right?
With the snow leopards eating people.
And that too. That was a whole different, like the whole island jumping thing. Yeah. And then they just so happened to jump on an island where Xaden's mom just so happens to be with a kid he just so happened to not know about, and he had, what's going on, and where did she come from, and why has she been there, and what's actually happening with his mom?
She's been alive this whole time and just living a life, but then it's not actually a happy life even.
I know. So I didn't see any theories about that.
No, I haven't seen anything. Really, I haven't seen any. Somebody said that, maybe Xaden's dad was Venin, and I'm like, what?
Everybody's Venin. At this point, we're all Venin.
That was the only thing about his parentage that was like, well, maybe his dad went Venin and that's why his mom left. I'm like, no, I think they actually explained the whole thing. But that weird thing with the chocolate cake. On his 10th birthday, it's like, here, I made you a chocolate cake. Peace out. I'm gone. Bye-bye. You're never going to see me again. And then she serves like deadly chocolate cake on the island. And no one thinks that's weird.
I mean, I think the whole thing is weird, and that's why I say I don't see anybody talking. I didn't see many theories about that little island hopping adventure at all, and it seemed to me like each little part of it was important and meant something. That whole scene with, like you said, with the snow leopards, what the hell are we talking about there? And then the whole scene where they had to fight to the death, and they got all the little different gifts and boxes. I'm like, what's going on with all this? Who are these people? Where'd they come from? Why are they on this island?
And
what have they been waiting for?
Why were they happening?
Right. Why were they in a big amphitheater waiting on you guys to come in there? Like, where are these people right now? Where are they?
What's going on with them right now while this big war is happening? Not on
That's
the islands.
My questions
if they're
are.
smart people,
so there's
they're
a lot of questions.
But you know what? That's like, as I'm rereading Throne of Glass right now, I'm like, there's whole other kingdoms and lands where they don't even know this shit is happening and they don't care.
Right.
And meanwhile, you guys are locked in a good and evil life and death struggle. Like, just move to the other side of your globe. It'll be fine.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, you could just escape to these islands, it appears.
Except all those islands kind of sucked, so
I don't know. I mean, I have 0 predictions for the next book. Because Onyx Storm,
and that's what I found as well. That nobody had, like they did for ACTOAR, where all of the theories were like, here's what I think's gonna happen. I didn't see any theories about here's what's coming. Here's what's gonna happen next.
No.
Nobody knows what's even happened yet.
No, yeah, it's true. It's true. And I mean, the very closest that we keep getting to it is trying to understand that very last scene.
Yeah.
And that's the only thing that would play into, well, how is this next book going to play out? Is the mating bond between Taryn and Segel broken, or did Andarna like mute it or something?
Yeah.
Like temporarily. Imogen says, she's like, what? Because you told me, you told me to erase your memories. Well, why did she do that? But here's the thing. I have no theories for why she did that. None.
Right.
None. Because I don't understand what just happened. I mean, because it seems so obvious that he would make her the queen or duchess or whatever of Tyrandor. Like, that's not even surprising to me, because that just follows along with every other thing that happens to Violet. It's just great, isn't it?
Sure.
She's a fucking queen.
Well, I guess we're supposed to assume, although maybe I just assumed that, okay, now we know that Imogen can wipe her mind and Violet asked her to do it. So doesn't it stand to reason she's been doing that a lot longer than just this one time? So that's why everybody's going back like, all right, where are these other times that Imogen's been wiping her memory? Like, where's all the other times that Imogen was acting a little bit sketchy? Yeah, there's a lot of times where they mention Violet. Like, there's the weird nightmare one is the one, because there's that very weird line, like it's bone cracking. It's so jarring how she wakes up, which that could be like hitting the bed. Okay. Right.
So
that's what Logan was talking about in chapter 3. Violet oversleeps that day, which Violet doesn't oversleep. That's not something that she does. So this was very they put it in there specifically because it's out of character. And everybody comes into her room and she's like, what are you guys all doing here?
Yeah.
And it was like they came in to see that her memory had been wiped. And it says in there specifically, Imogen gave Brennan a side eye and then left. So are we supposed to assume that her memory's been wiped of something? Did she choose for it to be, or did they do it without permission?
I mean, Dane was over there stealing everybody's thoughts before, everybody knew that he could do that. You try to think how many times in the book, you notice I only mention Dane now because he sucks.
Still hate Dane.
Still hate Dane. I did see theories about Dane. I was like, don't give a shit. Don't care.
I love that you were like, I don't care. I hate him so much.
Just no redeeming qualities whatsoever. I can't stand
I still, to this day, think that Dane and Chaol from Throne of Glass are the same. They're the same person.
I don't, I'm just, reading Chaol again right now, it's like a-hole. You call him a-hole.
Same.
Because you try, I think Dane is worse. Maybe because these books are shorter, and so we're not getting as much of the deep interest. Like, we don't know what Dane is really thinking, and we get more of that with Chaol. But still, he's an asshole to her. He's just the same way that Dane is like, I'm gonna be an asshole to you, but I love you.
Right. It's because I love you. It's for your own good. Let me make those decisions for you.
Yeah.
I think it was that last scene where he was a little bit more grown up, and everybody was like, "Oh, Dane, I didn't know you were like that."
like when he could speak languages and shit.
I think it was when he was. Who was he? No, it was when Sloane came in and she was siphoning from him to help Brennan.
Oh yeah.
And he was like, no, you can take it like this. And everybody's like, oh.
Oh, really?
Oh, okay.
Oh, you're gonna
and so
let us
people
do
are very
that?
quick to forget that he was an asshole.
Wait a minute, though. He had to touch Sloane for her to siphon him.
She touched him, I think.
Do we know? So this is the other thing about Dane. So we know that they get better and better at using their signets. He used to have to touch people's heads. What if by this point, just any kind of physical
his power,
contact?
but from that specific scene, when she siphoned off him, she was like, I had no idea you had that much power. So we are led to believe that he has way more power than anyone has been thinking up to this point.
Yeah.
So
yeah. And there's also that weird general who can predict the future
Milgren?
of battles.
But only he can't see these certain kids.
You know, this is my biggest pet peeve about the book. The law says that they cannot gather in groups of more than 3.
Yeah, right.
Okay? All right? The marked ones. But this is the problem.
Kids.
If 3 of them are together, he can't see.
Yeah.
He can't see them. So why isn't it they should not be allowed to hang out in groups of more than 2? Because if you're going to let them walk around as 3s, he can never see anything they're doing.
Yeah.
I think that was just a writing little gaffe, I think.
I guess so. That's so stupid. I don't like that guy anyway, so.
No, nobody likes him.
I don't pay attention to him.
No.
But somebody did have a theory that I can't remember his dragon's name. You remember his dragon's name?
Oh, God.
But somebody had a theory that his dragon was actually controlling him and like feeding him wrong information about, like, his dragon is part of the rebellion.
Okay.
Herself or itself. I
Yeah.
don't remember what his dragon is. And so she's like giving him wrong information.
Interesting. Is his dragon orange?
I don't remember.
I think he's got an orange.
I don't remember at all.
Yeah. Interesting. But there's a lot. And we're probably not going to get answers.
No.
And here's the thing. She's going to write another book. That book is going to come out. And we are not going to understand anything.
Truly. God, I don't necessarily want it to be over, like, hurried up, but I want it to be wrapped up. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Like, can you wrap it up so I can tell what the hell happened here?
Yeah.
Like,
and can you please go back and explain all of these things that lead us to come up with weird theories because we don't understand why this happened.
We got a lot of loose ends here.
Yeah. Yeah. Look, the sun's coming out. That's amazing. Oh. We're about to have 60-mile-an-hour winds today.
Are you?
No snow. Just the wind. We get the wind of the blizzard without the snow. I'm okay.
I thought that you and I weren't going to be able to do this today because I was losing power this morning. So
yeah, you're in the path. You're that big storm. And if you're in the Midwest today, sorry about that. I'm so sorry. It's going to be bad. It's going to suck. And I hate tornadoes. They scare the shit out of me.
Yeah, it's awful.
And it's the last thing anybody ever needs, and certainly not what anybody needs right now. So no
ever
no. So anyway, all right, those of you who've read the Fourth Wing books, please share your theories.
Hopefully if you've stayed this long, you've read
if not, you're like, I think I could actually read these books because I still don't understand anything going on, so that's great.
Yeah. So let us know what's going on because we're confused, as you can tell.
Yeah, very, very, very confused. And people do have very, very strong feelings about these books, but I noticed not as intense or combative as the ACTOAR.
Oh, that's true.
Base.
You know what? That's actually true. You're not wrong about that.
Yeah.
I wonder why that is.
Maybe because Xaden, as opposed to Rhys, Xaden is not a bad person. I mean,
yeah, I think that's it. That everybody falls in love with the main characters, and then Sarah writes them as, you know, he's actually kind of a bad guy who makes bad decisions, and people are fighting over that. Like, I don't want to think that this guy that I have the hots for is a bad guy, but she hasn't done that to Xaden.
No. And then we twist ourselves into pretzels trying to make the things that Rhysand has done okay. Or if you're a Tamlin fan, you know, we're trying to excuse Tamlin. You know, we're trying to excuse Cassian the way he treated Nesta because overall we kind of love Nesta's story, but he was also really friggin' abusive.
Yep.
And, you know, she was sent to conversion camp. So I think there's these people are just like, what the hell is going on with the Fourth Wing series? With ACOTAR, they're like, I have very strong feelings.
Yeah. You're not wrong. That's true.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. But that's okay. It means you're passionate. And that's a beautiful thing. Right now, it's beautiful to be passionate about something and be able to immerse yourself in it. That's why I love all my fandoms. That's why,
that's why
Buffy,
so important.
now that they friggin' are not doing the
I don't
Buffy,
want to talk about it.
I feel like I need to go back to Sunnydale again. I
don't want to hear about it. Like, that doesn't even make sense to me. There's so many of us out here that doesn't even make sense. And they're bringing back everything else from the late 90s, early 2000s, right? It's like we're living in the early 2000s right now.
They're going to make a Firefly animated series.
I know! I was going to ask if you had seen that.
Which is cool. I mean, I loved Firefly. That's one of those shows that got canceled. And just, what the hell, man. One season of, like,
and honestly, animation is one of the best ways to tell stories. So,
well, because they're so much older now. How would you tell that story? And how would you bring Summer Glau back to the story? And, so I like this. Yeah. But, anyway. So, guys, and everybody, whatever. So, Liza, where...
Whoever you are, let me see how I can tell.
Hey, Liza. I remembered your name. So, Liza, where can they find us on the internet?
We are on YouTube and Apple Podcasts and Spotify. We are also on Instagram, talking about all this stuff over there. You can come leave us a comment, and we have a Patreon, so check that out too.
Yay! And until we see you guys next time,
stay unmasked and overstimulated.
Bye. Guys.